And yes, we are back with another one. Shout outs to you for making it back. Shout outs to me for making it back. Shout outs to all of us for making it back. And if you do not know, it is your boy Kexis, aka 17 Hurricane, 17 Hurricane. So we have another Diablo 4 video. It's official. Blizzard Blizzard confirms very big news, but there's concerns. News updates. So let's see what this guy has to say about this very big news.
It's time for more Diablo 4 news and updates. Looks like Diablo 4 is actually much bigger than originally thought. New dev comments explain. Will we ever be able to hire followers and mercenaries in Diablo 4 as well? Well, we're going to get an answer on that one. Plus, what
What?
has happened with one of the druid's key abilities? Devs respond, and an interesting detail about level scaling and how each zone has a minimum level floor, as they call it. You'll definitely want to know this one before heading into the full version of the game and even the server slam. Plus, the PC minimum, maximum, and ultra recommended specs have been revealed, so let's take a look at that. And mentioning PCs, check this out right here. So here it is. Yes, congratulations to Chuck, Brian, and Kurdian for winning a $20 Steam gift card, and special thanks to Zydex PC for making this giveaway possible. And yes, I use my Zydex PC every single day for video editing, and it's the crucial tool for
I want to give him props for at least showing the winner of the contest. A lot of people don't show the winner. That's why I've never entered contests ever. It's not even like the I could never win. It's like I rarely see anyone show winners. So
crafting and
I
recording
like
these
that.
very YouTube videos at the highest possible quality. Whether I'm playing Diablo 4 on ultra settings without any issues or creating my thumbnail artwork, my Zydex PC runs like a breeze and always delivers with top performance while remaining as quiet as a mouse. Zydex PCs offer a wide variety of PC build options to also match your budget and performance needs. And get this, you can customize your Zydex PC to match your
I like the
personality.
color.
Zydex PC was always there for me personally during the build process of my own PC, so you can have the confidence that your PC is
I like the fans. I guess every color with a case has colors now. Every color, every computer with a see-through glass case has like vibrant colors. Mm, it's okay. It's okay. The symbol is kind of whatever. It's like a little paper plane, kind of, but it's okay.
being built right. And if you
Kind
use
of like a
my
windmill
link in
fan.
the description below, don't forget my discount code as well. Find out more about Zydex PCs by clicking that link in the description below. So let's get into this right now. First and foremost, starting out right here with Simon, who says PC Gamer interview with you says level 80 plus, a bit more to get to level 100 in Diablo 4, but older interview says up to 150 hours to get to level 100. Can you clarify what is more accurate? And the response is from Joseph Perfora, who says reaching level 100 will take 150 plus hours for
Hmm.
the average player experience. So, yeah.
150 hours. Did he say plus? 150 hours plus for the average player experience. So over the course of 3 months, let's say you play 3 hours a day, average. Let's say you only play 5 hours every week. I'm sorry, no, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's say you play 10 hours every week. I feel like 10 hours in a week it was pretty average, probably. So that would net you 40 hours 1 month, 80 hours. That would only net you 120 hours, and you probably still wouldn't net reach level max. I don't know. I don't, okay. Maybe 10 hours is a little. Maybe 10 hours is a little. Is not good enough. I'm gonna think about this more.
50
I'm gonna think
plus
about this.
hours for the average player
I was thinking
experience.
120 is
So,
fine.
yes,
150
it
plus
seems like that
is
one interview was kind of
interesting.
inaccurate, saying that it was 80 hours to get to max level. It is 150 hours, which is incredible. But you also have to remember the battle pass throws a wrinkle into this as well, because they did state to get through all of the battle pass for a season, it's going to take you a whopping 80 hours, which is pretty good. And yes, the Diablo community definitely had an opinion on this one. Check it out right here. It says, I've played Diablo 2 for 20 years and never hit max level. I figured it's basically the same concept. A ton of upvotes on that one. And the reply here, 150 hours is way, way easier and faster than Diablo 2. Again, highly upvoted.
I would say Wilson is probably represents the most average player to play a game for 20 years and never hit max level once. That probably defines average, right? But he's been playing for 20 years, so I don't know.
Voted comment right there. So I'm assuming that's how the community is feeling overall about that situation. But you got to remember that there's this right here as well. Someone will find an efficient route of farming that will greatly speed this up. They mentioned average player for a reason. Yeah,
True.
You know, someone's going to find that secret farming tactic that is going to reduce that number by quite a bit. It's only going to take time, but at first, it's going to take a little bit to learn all the systems in this game. All right, so we've got to talk about this one right here. This one comes from Wowhead. Check it out. It says level scaling in party play. According to Propora, monster level will scale dynamically for each player in the party. That being said, certain zones also have certain level floors. For example, if a zone had a level floor of level 25, a level 10 player would encounter monsters on level 25, while their level 40 friend would fight against level 40 mobs. And what this is telling me personally is if you're going into co-op, it is a smarter choice to kind of match your friend's level, to be as close as possible. You don't want the gap to be too severe. That's what that information is telling me right there. So that is pretty important. But what about followers and mercenaries?
That's whatever.
Look, I was going to say this. As of now, certain named characters will help players out throughout the story, but Blizzard doesn't have anything to announce regarding hirelings in Diablo 4. Jackson adds they may have something to announce in the future, but no promises. So it would be really cool to be able to hire mercenaries to fight alongside you. That would be very, very cool. And then also to have someone maybe carry around your gear as well. That would also be neat. But let me know if you guys want to see hireable mercenaries in the future.
I think it would be cool to have someone carry on your gear. I think it's kind of weird to hire someone an NPC to run a dungeon with you. I literally just did a video on ChatGPT and bots and stuff. This kind of, if that's a real thing, this kind of is on the same playing field. If you're going to hire an NPC to level with you anyways, why not add him to your friends list and add him to your guild while you're at it? You know, why just skip the formalities? Let's just be friends.
All right, so let's keep going back to the world of Twitter. It says from Nasamar, who says, a question about Diablo 4. I might have missed the answer, but has the Crushing Blow for Druid been removed, changed to Overpower, or is it still its own thing and will be in the game? And Joseph Perfora responded saying Crushing Blow does not return exactly as it was in previous iterations. Overpower in Diablo 4 has a fixed chance to deal additional damage based upon the character's current health and fortified health. The more you know. And I hope to do more guides about overpower, critical hits, and that sort of thing, because I think there's still somewhat
What did that have to do with the druid?
Confusion around those sort of things. So yeah, look out for that in the future. But let's keep going. All right, next up we have King X Leonidas, who says, are the server slam characters being reset for launch, or are they carrying over? And Adam Fletcher of Blizzard says they're gonna be reset. So do not expect to keep your progress from whatever you accomplish in the server slam. Oh,
why do people tweet these things? I mean, I don't understand.
Over into the full launch of the game. Of course, yes, you can expect the beta rewards to actually carry over, so that is going to be what actually does carry over.
It's like you guys had nothing better to do except tweet.
All right, so what's next? Let's find out. So we have this one right here. It says, is there any article where I can find information regarding how servers and realms will work in Diablo 4? Looking forward to playing with a friend that lives in another continent.
This is a really good question.
Will play with a lot of ping, right? And Adam Fletcher did respond to this saying, the game doesn't have specific servers to create characters on. It's across the whole globe. Friends can play together no matter their distance from each other.
That's
The
a good
game will
question.
try to find a
I didn't
server
know.
instance in between to balance latency.
That's
So there you
nice.
have it. It seems like they're already thinking of a solution to this problem. I'm hoping that this is going to answer a lot of concerns regarding that. And yes, I do imagine that the launch of the game will be a bit rough, but I'm thinking that this might actually fine-tune the experience as time goes on and make it smoother. So there's that. All right, so onward, we have this one right here from Dark who says, "Hey Adam, any updates on the HDR color issues? The game has multiple accounts of washed out or haziness. OLEDs also have an issue with blacks looking much brighter than it should." And Adam reassures, yes, team has made a good amount of updates since beta. Yeah, I actually have an OLED over here, and I will be sure to test that out and see if I have an update for you all on that one.
Those
But you know
monitors
what?
or
Let's
something?
keep going because Spartan also has a question here. It says this: "I could have sworn I saw a blue statement that HC Fields of Hatred would not be permadeath." He's saying hardcore Fields of Hatred, so hardcore PvP experience. Did you guys backtrack, or was another employee given bad info? Just curious. And Adam Fletcher says, "Don't know, but you do indeed die in hardcore in PvP." I guess people
Good.
were kind of shocked by this. And they're like, oh no. But there are ways that have also confirmed and reassured.
People are shocked that you die. Your character perma dies in hardcore PvP. Dude, you get to choose it. You are literally choosing to have it. So when your character dies, that's it. You do not get to like. Why are you? What do you want to complain about? You are choosing it. It's like me going to a restaurant asking for water, and I'm upset that the water's cold. I asked for water. I want room temperature water. Can I get room temperature water? I'll ask for room temperature water. It's water. Oh, or something like maybe not like that. Maybe, hey, this drink has no flavor. That's better. Hey, sir, what do you want to drink? Can I get water? Get my water. Excuse me, this water has no flavor. It's water. You are asking to go on the hardcore service. You are asking for permadeath. You are asking for that. Why are you surprised? Like, why?
That you can completely avoid PvP if you want to, unless I guess you accidentally walk into a PvP zone, which that might be a possibility because it seems to be all very, very seamless, like the dark zones from the Division. So I could just imagine that happening to some poor hardcore player in the future. All right, we also got to talk about something.
Poor hardcore player. You're asking for it. All surprise. It's like playing Elden Ring. It's like playing any Souls game. You are asking for that by playing the game. You are asking for the experience that comes with the game. You know what you're getting when you're asking for it.
Something else that
There
we
is no
really haven't
surprise.
discussed a lot on the channel, and that is those key passives. Check it out right here. It says key passives. Unlocked at level 32, key passives dramatically affect how your other skills operate, tweaking your playstyle towards a unified goal as you unlock them. And yeah, here's an example of what we're going to expect for the barbarians, of course. Some cool stuff going on here, but
When causing an enemy to bleed, you have a chance to equal to your critical chance to increase the bleed amount by 100% of your critical strike damage. Dang. Overpowering a bleeding enemy can cause an explosion? Wow.
it definitely does encourage
Jeez.
players to
Increase Berserker's maximum duration by 5 seconds and increase damage done by 25%.
narrow their focus, which, anyway, I encourage that. Anyway, with this game, I don't recommend going jack of all trades, so I think that this isn't too much of an issue. However, some people say that this is a big issue. Check out this thread right here. It says, Diablo 4 builds are too narrow, and it's the key passive's fault.
This thread is from a month ago. Wait, the beta was a month ago. All right. So this thread is based off a beta. What do you how are builds too narrow when we don't know what the builds look like?
The key passives located at the end of the skill tree for every class seem fun and offer up a variety of builds for you to focus in on for each class. The problem comes once you have selected one of these passives, you are now shoehorned into a specific kind of build with very little variety within itself. Take Sorcerers, for example. Once you have selected your elemental type, how many more decisions are there to be made on this skill tree? There are already hardly enough spells of each element to fill up your skill bar. All fire sorcerers are going to be using basically entirely the same kit, with maybe one or two abilities differing. Does this not bother anyone else? This narrow scope applies to all the classes except Barbarian and Rogue, since they don't have elemental damage types to lock themselves into. Now, Barbarian is definitely the more free of the two, though. His builds seem more open-minded and driven by player choice than the rest of the classes. I guess that's probably one of the reasons why I'm so excited to play Barbarian. Now, it says the Paragon board and legendaries aren't going to help with this either.
How can you say this? You have not. This was a month ago. We haven't seen the Paragon board. We haven't seen the legendaries. What if there's legendaries that convert this into that? Convert fire into ice damage, or convert fire spells into some like hybrid of something like. Why you don't know this? You just simply don't know. It's literally impossible for you to know. I do agree that the game does this thing where it's like it wants you to like synergize overpower stuff with overpower stuff with overpower stuff, and it kind of comes in different increments of a skill. Like it's something in this part of the tree, it's something in this part of the tree, it's something in that part of the tree. It's defensive skill that kind of resonates or homogenizes with it, whatever. So I mean, there is that. Like it's fortifying. Then this skill kind of works with fortify in some way, and then this skill kind of works with like overpower, like because fortify and overpower kind of go hand in hand. But we haven't played, so it's like it's no point in like trying to wrap our brains around something we can't. You have to experience it. Like how can you complain about something you just have not experienced? Is my thing.
If you check the data mined sorcerer boards, they still are based around elemental damage types, so there's really only two options for each element you go with. So basically these passives seem fun and are totally build defining, but they take all the control away from the player, and I get Blizzard loves casual players, but a lack of depth could really end up hurting this game.
A lack of depth could end up hurting a live service game. Shut up, man.
So don't even try and tell me to just not take one of the passives. They are far too strong to ignore. Yeah, of course. And I think you're going to have to really go through the skill tree and plot and plan things. Now, once you hit that level 32 and you unlock your passives, I think a lot of players are going to want to experiment with their build at that point. That's when you're going to see, in my opinion, potentially a lot of respecking happening. And I think that you would want to respec then before you start heading into the Paragon board too much, of course. So I think at level 32, you're going to have some major decisions based on whatever gear you're acquiring, whatever you're doing with your skills. You might have to reassess a little bit as you go based on those passives. So always have in the back of your mind what you're going to be doing with those passives. But again, don't recommend jack of all trades. You should be really focused in on one thing, which should make it pretty easy decide on what passive you have. Now, what he's talking about with lack of variety with the sorcerer, what Blizzard has said about the classes, they do plan to update them as we go along, adding new skills, abilities. So I think that's going to become potentially a non-issue in the future. But yeah, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, hey, Robbie, what about the PC requirements? You promised me you would show me those requirements. So yeah, we have this right here. It says launch system requirements for PC. And you guys can pause the screen. Of course, we have the minimum spec requirements, as you can see right here. And then, of course, the medium spec requirements and the high spec requirements. But wait, there's also the ultra 4K spec requirements. Go ahead and pause where you need to, and eventually they will be
internet broadband connection
post-launch all this. So I imagine they will have to update it again, maybe, or this is exactly what is intended, even when we get ray tracing in the future. But yeah, looks like they've done such a great job fine-tuning this game to ensure that basically everyone in the world will be able to play this one on PC. That's one thing that I admire about Blizzard. They've always done that for their games, and that gets me excited. But anyway, let's Let's go ahead and take a look at your top
Wait, where's
comments.
the
Remember,
Druid
leave a
comment?
comment down
What
below.
the?
It could end up in a future
Was it
video.
that
So
tweet?
yes, my most recent video was this one right here. It says strange new updates have fans in an uproar, big
Druid
cast requests
ability.
being
Dude.
ignored, and much more. Let's see what you guys had to say about this one. So we have this one right here from.
All I'm saying is, oh, never mind. Okay, for some reason I thought the title was confirms big news about druids. For some reason I thought this video was gonna be about druids, but that was just like one comment.
Cheating Lefty Disc Golf. He says, in regards to the final segment covering questions in past videos for Whirlwind on single target, would be nice to see on the Paragon board a legendary node that states if Whirlwind hits 3 enemies or less, damage increases, say, 3% per second, channeled up to a max of 15% or something like that. I love it. You know, it would be cool if they added something like that into the game. Again, it seems like they plan on adding perhaps stuff like this down the road and fine-tune you know, each class as they go. But that is such a fantastic idea right there. Now we have Gray, who says this.
I imagine what's gonna happen is you're gonna have some builds and classes that are really, really good at killing bosses, and some are just really good at clearing. And they're it's gonna start off like this, and I think as the game grows, they're gonna just go farther and farther apart. And then you'll have classes that are good at bossing that can kind of clear kind of fast, meet in the middle, and then you'll have classes that's probably really good at, or specs that's like really good at clearing, that will kind of deviate back towards the other end, and then they will probably eventually diverge. And I think because that's basically what Path of Exile in some regard. I'm not trying to talk out of my ass, but when they revamp skills for whatever reason, they don't suit their standards of the pacing of the game anymore. They just push it in a very particular direction. Do you want it to be good at either super single target, CC, or clearing? But Path of Exile has like a lot of ways. Like it's way more complicated than this. Path of Exile is like you can take a skill or a set of skills and really just do whatever you want. But I think for Diablo, it will be one of the two. Then they'll kind of just branch off and make either it be certain specs, certain builds, certain legendary. We'll have to see.
They could add thick mist or fog surrounding the Shava arena, and then some invisible walls that would teleport players to a different path in the mist, leading away from the arena if those players aren't high enough level to see past the deception. I don't think that would be too hard to add. Interesting choice right there. Perhaps they could add some sort of mechanic like that, but I do think that there needs to be like a bare minimum level requirement to enter some of these boss battles. Alright, so there it is. Thank you all so much for the comments and always for the love and support on the video. Stay tuned for more Diablo for news and updates. I have you guys covered. I'm counting down the days over here, nearly like 37 days until the release. And then also, we have the server slam coming up here on May 12th through the 14th. Another chance to get in on the action before the release of Diablo 4. I can't wait for that and see all the changes they've committed to. But thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.
Not a bad video. Didn't really learn anything too new, except that people are just not happy about a game that's not out yet. Which I guess I already knew that. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's the video. You know the motto. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you guys watching. And I'm just going to just keep making videos, keep working on myself, keep doing what makes me happy till the game is out, and then we're gonna play Diablo 4. Pretty simple, straightforward. And yeah, so tell someone you love them, because I appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.